Assalamo Alaykum wa Barakatuhu and a pleasant morning to each and everyone. I'm the first reporter of this topic, Chapter 7, which is a marriage relationship in Islam. So first is, what is marriage? So ano ba yung sinasabing marriage? Marriage, it is legally or formally recognized union of a man and a woman as a partners in a relationship. So when we say marriage, it means a formal union and social and legal contract between the two individuals, which is the man and the woman, that unites their lives legally, economically, and emotionally. So marriage in Islam is viewed as an important and sacred union between a man and a woman that fulfills half of one's religious obligations. So it means the Islam put a strong emphasis on mutual love and respect between a husband and wife. So the men are also specifically commanded to treat their wives with kindness and respect. According to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is reported to have said, "The most perfect in faith amongst believers is he who is best in manners and kindness to his wife." Islam want to build a model society. A model society that gives a maximum attention to the family affairs and believers. So ang Islam is gusto nila mag-build up ng isang model society na kung saan yung model society na yun ay nakafocus sa attentions ng family affairs and believers. Because the Islam has put every member in his rightful place and charged him to carry out his responsibilities with taqwa. Dahil ang Islam, gusto nila yung lahat ng Muslims is mapupunta sa rightful place, hindi sila maliligaw ng landas. Na kung saan meron silang responsibilities with taqwa, na meron silang takot sa Diyos. In order to keep peace and order in the family life of Muslims, Allah has declared in this verse that men are kawamun. For examples, the protectors and maintainers of women. So, dito naman, ang mga lalaki, ang protectors and maintainers ng mga babae. So, the word kawamun signifies a person who takes the responsibility of safeguarding the interests of another person. So, ibig sabihin, ang kawamun are the positions comes to men. Because, in general speaking, ang mga lalaki ang may malakas na pisikal na kakayahan pagdating sa pagtatrabaho. And it also extremely important in every family. Because they should be a head who may give orders to and settle things amongst the members of the family. And also, the woman should observe chastity and guard her and her husband's honor whenever the husband is away from home. This is why Allah has described the obedient wife as the most virtuous. But sometimes they have some misunderstandings may arise in the family. But it is the human natures. The foregoing verse prescribes certain measures which should be taken in settling disputes among the couples. They are as follows. So first is admonitions. Before taking any other measures which may be to the difference of the couple, the wife should be admonished in a polite manner. So it means the admonitions are the piece of advice that is also a warning to someone's about their behavior. So ibig sabihin ang admonitions is isa itong piece of advice na ginagawa natin ay binibigay natin sa isang tao about sa kanyang behavioral aspect. So, sa admonitions, kapag yung wife is meron siyang mga behavioral na hindi maganda, is kinakailangan i-correct ng kanyang husband. So, number 2 is severing of conjugal relations. If admonitions by the husband fails to correct the wife, the husband may refuse to share his bed with his wife. But this must be confined to a reasonable period of time and should not be continued independently. So, ibig sabihin, sa severing of conjugal relations, in shorts, kapag kayong mag-asawa is meron kayong some problem, some misunderstanding, is kinakailangan yung mag-usap in proper way para malinawan yung bawat isa kung ano yung pagkakamali niya, kung paano niya makorek yung sarili niya sa kanyang pagkakamali. So, number 3 is light beating. Wife beating is generally discouraged by Muslim jurists. However, if the wife's behavior is against the injunction of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet, beating her in a high manner may become necessary. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has enjoined that she must not be beaten on the face or in such a way as may leave some mark on her body. So, ibig sabihin, kapag daw yung babae is iba yung kanyang paniniwala or belief is or against siya sa injunction of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ay pinapayagan ng council ang mga lalaki that lightly beat his wife if she defies the command. But according to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kapag daw ibit natin or papaluin natin yung ating asawa is kinakailangan hindi sa kanyang mukha or sa ang parte ng kanyang katawan na kung saan may iwang marka. So number 4 is arbitrations. Islam discourages as much as possible taking of family disputes to courts of law. This is why the preceding verse says that if there is a dispute between the wife and husband's arbiters, one from each side should be appointed to resolve it. So sa arbitration naman is hindi pinapayagan ng Islam yung pagkakaroon ng divorce, yung paghihiwalay. If ever na yung mag-asawa na yun is meron silang some understanding or some problems, is kinakailangan nilang mag-usap para hindi na darating sa paghihiwalay or sa divorce. So it means the arbitrations is a private process where disputing parties agree that one or several individuals can make a decisions about the disputes after receiving evidence and hearing arguments. So finally, the Quran gives a warning to the men that if the women obey and correct their ways, they should not be neg or and the men should not find faults in them in order to annoy them. The relationship between husband and wife in the Quran is described thus: they are as a garment to you and you are as a garment to them. So it means the husbands and wife are for mutual support, mutual comfort, and mutual protections, fitting into each as a garment fits the body. So ibig sabihin, ayon sa Quran, yung mag-asawa is kinakailangan na meron silang support, meron silang comfort to each other and protect to each other. Kagaya ng isang damit or garments na kung saan they can fit in our body. The Holy Quran says, the best garment is the garment of God consciousness rather. According to the Quran, ang pinaka-the best daw na garment or gamit or damit is yung galing sa God consciousness. So that a husband and wife should be such a garment from each other. So, kinakailangan yung mag-asawa, they are connected to each other. They are supporting to each other. But, in accordance with justice, the wives' rights with regard to their husbands are equal to the husbands' rights with regard to them, although men are a degree above them. So, according naman sa justice, yung rights ng mag-asawa or ng husbands and wife or yung babae pati lalaki, kinakailangan they are equally. Kinakailangan ay pantay-pantay. Kahit man yung mga lalaki nasa above sila kasi sila yung mga malalakas. The Holy Prophet said, the best among you is he who treats the members of his family's best. So, according to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam na sinabi niya, ang pinakamabuting tao ay kung iti-treat niya yung kanyang family ng pinakamabuti. Kinakailangan iti-treat natin yung ating family, yung ating pamilya na mayroong carefulness and respect. The use of term crystal with respect to women implies that they are delicate and sensitive and are easily hurt. So, ginagamit yung term na crystals para sa mga babae as a sign of respect. Dahil yung mga babae ay sila ay mga sensitive and easily hurt. So, madali tayo nasasaktan at sensitive tayo sa isang bagay. For examples, A woman by her nature is like a rib. You can strengthen it out with persistent gentleness, but if you try to strengthen it, suddenly you are likely to break it. So, tayo mga babae, para tayong isang rib, na kung saan kapag ito ay strengthen natin, is maaring ma-break out ito, maaring masira. Ganon tayo ka-sensitive na mga babae. In short, it is the right of the husband over his wife to obey him willingly in everything which is not forbidden. She does not have to obey if the husband asks her to do which is against the command of Allah and guidance given by his messenger. Marriage with Polythesist or Al-Mushrikah. So, yung pagpapakasal sa mga Polytheists ay forbidden. They are completely forbidden in any form. So, ipinagbabawal or hindi naman pinagbabawal or forbidden yung pagpapakasal sa mga Polytheists. Dahil yung mga Polytheists is sumasamba sila more than one God. Sumasamba sila sa mga idols, sa mga animals, sa mga trees or stones. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagpapakasal na yun, maaring malid yung kanyang Muslim spouse sa ways of shirk. So, pag sinabi nating shirk sa Muslims or sa Maguindanao is yung sinasabing kasakuto. For the relations between the husbands and to the wife are merely sexual but spiritual and cultural as well. So, kinakailangan sa pagpapakasal is hindi lang sexual or yung pagpapakasal natin, kailangan meron ding spiritual and cultural aspect. So, through that, it is possible that a Muslim spouse may influence the Mushrik spouse and his and her family and their offsprings in favor of Islamic way of Islam. So, sa pagpapakasal na yun, is maaring maimpluwensyahan ng Mushrik spouse yung kanyang family at yung kanyang mga anak. But the Mushrik spouse may imbue the Muslim spouse. It is equally possible that his or her family or their offspring with a spirit and ways of shirk. Most probably, as a result of such a marriage, a mixture of Islam and un-Islam will be bred in such a family. So, sa pagpapakasal na yun ng Islams at ng un-Islam is maaring maimpluwensyahan ng isang pamilya. So, thank you so much for your listening and watching. It is the end of my video presentations. The next reporters will be tackled the next topic. Thank you so much.